Good morning, folks. This is Tim Ealer. Hope you all doing well today. We have not a lot going on this morning, although some impactful freezing rain here in parts of in the Minneapolis area, parts of Michigan here, Baldwin, Standish. A heavy band here of freezing rain or sleet moving through the area right now. Um, and some rain showers further to the south here. Some rain up here in the northeast, the northwestern U.S., some snow exiting the east, and some leftover rain here in California. My name is Tim Ealer. Welcome to my channel, and thanks for watching. Hope you all had a great day yesterday, and like my channel here, subscribe, share with your friends, and let's get started with the current hazards. So as far as current hazards go, we have a lot of dense fog advisories into Iowa, parts of Oklahoma, South Dakota, Minnesota, central Georgia, South Georgia, parts of Florida, stagnant air with clear skies aloft, radiation cooling with moisture trapped at the surface, dense fog, special weather statement in central Georgia for the dense fog as well. Winter winter weather advisories here for parts of the Northeast today into tonight and tomorrow, with freezing rain and snow potential here. And we have winter weather advisories here with that freezing rain ongoing here. You see on the radar right there. Okay, I'll keep it on there. Probably looks better that way anyway. So looks like red flag warning again here into Colorado today. Steamboat Springs area, winter weather advisory, maybe some snow there. High wind warning into the Cheyenne area. Some other high wind warnings in Montana. Winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings here. For more mountain snow here into the west. Parts of Oregon as well. Washington State, the Cascades. And the marine warnings along the coast and that heavy rain up here, the extreme northwest Washington here. Dense fog advisories as well in the Southern California. Thankfully, no flood watches anymore. We still have a lot of flood advisories and beach hazards today with a winter weather advisory in far northern California. Other than that, that's all for the current hazards for today as of right now. So current temps today, not overall that cold for the nation, although cold temps are hanging on here in the extreme northeast Maine and the extreme northern tier of the U.S. and the North Dakota in the single digits to near negative, near zero. But other than that, further to the south here, especially in Texas, already near 70 degrees here, as well as southern Florida. Central U.S. in the 20s generally. Not that cold in here, just barely near freezing here in the around the Great Lakes. All right. I always forget to bring my pen up here, so let me put my pen up here while I'm talking. There it is. And so, yeah, not that cold, but cold enough for frozen precip in these different areas near freezing. And where the temperatures are hovering around 32, we could get freezing rain or at the surface, right? So we'll see how that plays out. So, what's going on in Georgia this morning? Well, we got a dense fog advisory this morning, parts of central Georgia, and you can see the areas here generally the Macon, Point South, and west here, Montgomery, Columbus, Noonan, Albany. It's possible this could expand some, even in parts of North Carolina here. So, visibility is quarter mile less. Slow down, increase distance, turn on low beam headlights. You know the drill with this. And likely the fog will lift as the sun comes up, hopefully by 10 a.m. or a little bit sooner thereafter. What's going on with the temps this week? Temperatures looking to approach record highs here. And you can see the daily record highs for the different areas here. Macon, different areas, making slightly getting close to records. The same with Columbus, although not nearly as close as these other areas. So the temperatures will warm to 15 and 25 degrees above normal Wednesday through Friday. And these different colors and these different bar graphs indicate the probability of reaching record temps. For Macon, looks like the possibility exists tomorrow more than other days. And for the other areas, more likely on Friday. But generally, highs in the 70s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, approaching 80 degrees here in the western Georgia and in the Macon area where I live. So today, high near 70 for central Georgia, low 70s further south, low 60s up in the northern part of the state, in the mountainous terrain, maybe some light showers here up north. Tonight, generally in the 50s to upper 40s, way in the northeastern part of the state. All right, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, see the temps here rising quite a bit. 60s in the northern, upper 60s to mid 60s in the northern part of the state. Warming up quite a bit here further south, close to 80 degrees here in southern Georgia. As far as the trend of the 15-day temps here for central Georgia, you see generally above normal, like we talked about, especially on Saturday, forecast to get near 80, 76 here. And then cold front passage at the Saturday sometime, cooling off quite a bit into the mid 50s to near 60 on average here, close to average highs and average lows through the period. So looking to stay pretty much on par for climate as we get towards the middle and end of the month. So as far as excessive rainfall, we don't really have much to talk about till Thursday. We have a small marginal risk here, generally in the Chicago area, parts of northeastern Illinois, with this here. So looks like a cold front boundary setting up in this area, although not a huge threat. It doesn't look like maybe some snow melt associated with this. Yeah, so this threat here, although the rainfall totals aren't going to be that high, it's driven by the fact that we have frozen ground here with rain falling right on top and urbanization and potential flash flooding because there's nowhere for the precip to go other than run off. So you got to be mindful of that on Thursday here. And this is your outlook for Friday, right? For the excessive rainfall. And we have let me take the cameras off here. Now that we got the cameras off, generally in eastern Tennessee to central Tennessee, generally from La Follette to Columbus, Georgia, points to the south and east, Albertville, Alabama, Mississippi, Columbus, Georgia's over here. Knoxville, Tennessee, Lebanon, Columbia, Lawrenceburg, Chattanooga, and then a larger marginal risk going all the way up to Charleston, near Charleston, West Virginia, points south towards generally to the northeast of Marksville, Woodville. On the northern edge, Jackson, Tennessee, Clarksville. On the southern edge, near Somerville and Chatsworth in Georgia. Maybe a sliver of North Carolina here, and further south into Alabama. And this was highlighted on the Data 37 Hazards Outlook as a potential heavy rainfall area. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this for uptrending as this gets closer. So this is the severe weather threat. We're starting this off tomorrow because today, for day one, there's no threat on the map at all for the continental U.S. The SPC Storm Prediction Center is highlighted this marginal risk area here, generally from Midland, Texas, all the way up through Lawton, Oklahoma City, Bartlesville. I haven't seen this kind of risk in this area in quite a while. And this is conditional. Of course, this time of year it's difficult to get a lot of instability here. But that's what we got. No tornado risk on the map, mostly driven by wind risk and a smaller hail risk for tomorrow. Day 3, we have even a larger risk here as well. 15%, well, sorry, marginal risk area, not 15%. Again, this is somewhat conditional based on whether or not surface-based convection could get going here. All right. And given we're still in the day 3 period, we're not going to have any other percentages here. So generally, I would say low tornado threat, maybe a higher, lower hail threat with poor lapse rates here. With the threat probably being biggest threat being winds in this area. Moving into Friday, the SPC has maintained this slight risk here, 15% risk area for generally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, all the way to Clarksville, with a pretty large warm sector here. So all hazards are on the table here. And for them to highlight it this far out is a good proxy for their confidence in it, even though reading what they're saying, the confidence is not as high as it would normally be, at least at this point. So we'll have to work out the details in the next day or so as some of the synoptic features come into better agreement, surface low placement, warm sector, instability, things like that. How far north the dew points will get, the favorable dew points and things like that. So we'll have to work out still with this as well. So what's the Data 37 hazards outlook look like here? We got heavy snow potential up in the northwest, Cascades on the 8th. This is 8th through the 12th, by the way. Severe weather here on the map, which I haven't seen before on this map, so interesting to see this on the 9th. And we've talked about that yesterday. Then we have your heavy rain potential in these 2 green areas here, with some heavy snow and high winds up here into Alaska and the Aleutian Island chain. As far as heavy precip and a little bit of a longer term, the 8 to 14 day outlook, the middle of January, 13th to the 19th. No heavy precip expected during this period. With a risk of heavy snow here, the 16th to the 19th, generally, excuse me, all the way from the Canadian border, the northern high plains, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, points south, generally east of the higher terrain here during this 16th to 19th period. Slight risk of high winds in the northern part of that same area, a little further east here, the 13th to the 15th. and a slight risk of high winds in Southern California and parts of the desert Southwest, the 13th through the 17th. Hazardous temperatures aren't expected during this time period, and usually, as far as a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we have the above normal temps maintaining themselves here, all out west here. Generally, most of the U.S., with the exception of the southern tier, will looking to be either near to or above normal during the period, with a smaller chance of below normal temps. Well, a little more confidence right along the Gulf Coast. You have below normal temps here, likely the result of cloud cover, things like that. With near normal in parts of Alaska to above and far eastern, southeastern Alaska, and northwestern Alaska and western Alaska below normal. So quite a contrast there. Hawaii either near normal, above normal, and Aleutian Island chain near normal or below normal temps as well. 6 to 10 day precip outlook. Looking pretty dry for a good portion of the U.S. During this period, the 11th through the 15th. This was issued yesterday, of course. Some small areas here we're going to have above normal chances and near normal, but overall quite dry with the especially out in the Intermountain West area here. So big change, pattern change here towards the middle part of the month. And then for Alaska and Hawaii, just the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This was issued yesterday afternoon, the 13th to the 19th of this month. Maintaining either near or above normal temps for most of the nation, it looks like, with the most confidence of above normal temps here in Southern California and eastern, southeastern Alaska, the eastern Hawaiian Islands. They're normal to below normal temps in those other parts of Alaska. So, not looking like it's going to be extremely cold here for any portion of the U.S., at least for the middle part of the month. 8 to 14 day precip outlook. Still quite dry out west, and in the eastern U.S., Ohio Valley, generally in the parts of the southeast, and a few areas towards the central plains, with above normal precip chances possible here in the northern high plains in the southern part of the U.S., Texas, parts of the desert southwest here, above normal in Alaska and Hawaii. So this was a monthly temperature outlook for the all of January. So what's expected here? Well, this was issued on the 31st. Maybe a transition towards colder temps up in the northern part of the U.S. with equal chances in between, with above normal temps further south here as shown on the map. Highest confidence in the desert southwest and the Texas. With Alaska, equal chances of in the eastern part to the northern part of the state, with below normal possibility of below normal temps further to the southeast here. All right. Now, monthly precip outlook. Most of the nation, as of this outlook, and I'll probably stop looking at this here the next day or so because this may be a little out of date, but equal chances in a good portion of the U.S. of below normal possible precip chances further into South Texas, southern Florida, southeast, and the areas in the northern tier of the U.S. down into the desert southwest areas, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, parts of Colorado. All right, chances of above normal precip, and you see the chances here in Alaska. When we get the 3 to 4 week temperature outlook, this is issued on the 2nd, the 7th to the 30th, basically the last part of the month. will be issued again on the 8th of the 9th here. So continuing that trend of cooler than normal temps up to the north, equal chances in between, warmer chances out west of temps above normal here, and into the deep south and the southeast and the southern tier of the U.S. Most of Alaska looking to be above normal with temps. Equal chances to below further to the southeast. Alaska, with Hawaii, Aleutian Island chain having either above or equal chances depending on the location here. And you can see the areas, there's quite a few different areas here where either you got above or below normal chances. You can see just the different splotchy areas here, below, southeast, below in the northeast, Ohio Valley above, the northern high plains into the parts of the northern Rockies here, higher terrain, maybe above normal precip. The rest either near normal or equal chances, and equal chances to below normal in Hawaii and Alaska, southern Alaska, and above normal in Hawaii, although not a lot of confidence there. Either equal chances or below normal chances in the Aleutian Island chain. So this is a convective simulation showing the progression of this system up to the north here, and where the most moisture would be. This is not showing rain or snow. This is just overall precip. This is designed to show severe weather potential, right? With updraft helicity and updrafts that may produce supercells and things like that. And this is the highlighted area for Wednesday into Thursday. Quite a bit of overrunning moisture here. And if we get this elevated convection, I don't know if we're going to get a lot of severe weather or not. We look at surface-based CAPE, which means instability in the atmosphere. Looking like there may be some down here in south south central Texas, the most amounts, but overall not looking like. Maybe in Oklahoma City area, all right, but overall quite anemic, although this time of year you don't need a lot, but 109 joules per kilogram is not a lot. The surface-based SIN, there's quite a bit of convective inhibition going on here with this overrunning precip. If this model is correct without overrunning moisture, I don't know. We might have some elevated convection, right? So let's look at the surface real quick. Simulated radar. There's your surface low. All right. So where the surface low sets up will be important for severe weather. So in the warm sector, along the warm front, wherever that sets up, okay? So we look at temperatures with this. You can see where the warm sector is here, generally on that line, as that surface flow deepens and moves to the north. Interestingly, the warm sector expands towards the end of this quite markedly here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. So let's look at another severe weather parameter real quickly. From a supercell composite standpoint, this is a parameter that helps us look at whether or not we're going to get supercells. Interestingly enough, it's towards the end of this run, it's showing quite a bit, especially down here in southern Texas. Let's go back to the radar, showing some cells lining up there, but not a lot of helicity, not a lot of updrafts here. Let's take at the updraft helicity. Not a lot of felicity in the atmosphere with those storms. That's at 3 kilometers. 5 kilometers, not showing a lot there either. Bulk shear with the total amount of shear in the atmosphere. More at the beginning of this, right towards the end of this model run is where it picks up. And you see there's not a lot of shear for the south here. The most shear is present in generally in the darker purples here and the oranges. So yeah, for me, for right now, looking at this, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But it really doesn't look like the severe weather threat is going to be that high. But one more thing I'm going to look at is wind gusts. Okay, potential wind gusts with this. So winds could be quite strong here, along and to the east of this, where this system comes through. Strong southerly flow here. You can see generally where the surface low is going to be, right? And right to the east, cold front pushing through, strong southerly flow. It really depends on how strong the surface low becomes as well. So 30, 40 miles per hour wind gusts all the way up and towards St. Louis area during this period. And some gusty winds on the backside of this as well, and the northern side of the surface low, the northwestern side. So for right now, that's all I got for the continental U.S. for the mid-range. We're going to focus on severe weather and heavy rainfall potential in the coming days. Hope you all stick around and come back for that. Going to be kind of a busy week with that, so hope you have a great day and God bless.